Yeah. Yeah. That's it. I'm about to post it. Hold on. Where's my shit? Yo, where's my videos? Okay. Did my shit start? Oh, here we go. Alright. Dang. Alright. This long overdue shit. Uh, Gonna try to keep this short and sweet, but yeah. Um, we're now in year 2 of the league, and we've seen some interesting stuff over the off season or whatnot. Uh, Gonna try to, like I said, keep this a little short and sweet, but you can see we look at the standings. Right now we got we'll start with the NFC. First off, congratulations to the Saints with the Super Bowl. Kind of exceeded expectations first year. Um, they went about it the way they went about it, whatever. But you know, they did what they did. So yeah, so shout out to them. Whatnot. It was an interesting season. So now, you know, we look at what's going on currently in this NFC. We got them at 7-0. Um, and we got, they play good defense. They take care of the ball or whatnot. So, um, they're doing what's necessary to possibly defend us.
This was Saints last year to be great. I called it now.
Yeah.
Next year they're gonna be
Made some
cheats next year.
interesting decisions. Uh, won't get too much into that because again, we're going to try to be efficient with this time. But now we got the surprise right now. I think the biggest surprise we have is the Cardinals at 6-1. Like,
Hmm.
I think this, I think this is a real biggest surprise we have here right now. For the Cardinals, to be honest, this team is still needing a couple of pieces. So I mean, at 6-1, it's like, I mean, to be honest, it's pretty incredible given what's on the roster.
I would say they got. I understand the holes, but I love the fact that they held on to Keegan Murray. I think they could, not Keegan Murray, Kyler Murray. You know what I'm saying? The fact they held on to him and didn't move him in the offseason, which was a very smart move, thanks to some intel. But also, like I said, but what position would you say they need to upgrade? What are you looking at? Running back? What do you think they're what's some of their tight end position? Like, what do you think is their weakest position?
Uh, will look like,
That lot that front seven kind of tough. That front seven kind of tough. That defensive line kind of peaks.
Yeah, I mean, they drafted a rookie running back. He's cool. Got some speed at the wide receiver position. Could use a better tight end. They made a shock move to move up to two to get this offensive lineman, who is an absolute stud. I mean,
I
90
heard that
strength,
happened.
90, 79 run and pass block, 88 impact. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, this guy is good. This guy is the truth.
Mhm. And
The
my
rest
man,
of this line is, yeah.
an offensive lineman built like a tight end. And you click on, I mind, Ryan Small. We Trump.
I mean, linebacking core could use quite a bit. Corners, we got a little bit better at the secondary, but you know, yeah, this team still needs some stuff, but they're definitely doing what they need to do right now. So I'm impressed. I'm definitely impressed so far.
X and Chris.
Uh, let's see. Then what we got? We got the Cowboys, the NFC chances. Well, no, they were in the NFC Championship game last year. They're
Ooh,
4-2. Vikings 5-2.
ah, crap. Gotta go.
Uh, and we got the Lions at 4-2. The Seahawks at 5-2 right now. Uh, some interesting decisions made by these teams in the off season. Cowboys let Tony Pollard walk. He went to the Vikings and he's flourishing in Minnesota. Lions let Goff walk in favor of trading for Malik Willis. So far, it's been a solid move. Seahawks let go of Geno Smith. We're rolling with a young quarterback who's rough around the edges, to say the least, but they're doing enough to be competitive right now. I still think like they moved up to 4, and it looked like, you know, in a panic decision, they took Kool-Aid at corner at number 4 when corner wasn't really a big need for that team. I mean, it helps their defense, but it just I wouldn't have done what they did, but you know, I see how they use the pieces. Well, you see right now they sitting at 5-2. And then you have some other teams, the Eagles, notably 3-2. Falcons, who were hot last year, at 3-3 right now. So, um, NFC should be pretty interesting going forward. Some interesting choices made. Um, but yeah, I think this NFC looks a little bit more wide open than the defending champs being sitting at 7-0. Hard to write them off right now. So we will see going forward how that pans out. Now we going AFC. We looking at Chiefs and Ravens sitting at 6-0. Dolphins 6-1. Jags 5-2. And then a lot of mid after that. So we'll start with Chiefs Ravens 6-0. I'm not sure if they cross paths this season. Pretty sure they do, but I'm not sure when. If we can possibly look. Oh, they cross paths week 11. That should be interesting. If they're both undefeated by that time. Um, so we got Chiefs 6-0. They didn't make too many changes in the off season. Just some minor tweaks here and there. It's still a very good team. Um, got the Ravens who 6-0 um represented the AFC last year in the Super Bowl. Um, roster wise, let's see. Sorry about this. Kind of drew a blank on what they did. Um, they actually didn't do too much due to the money situation, but we got them at 6-0. We got um, dang, Dolphins at 6-1. They just lost a tough one to the Jags. Jags who are sitting at 5-2. Dolphins doing well. Um, last year they got in at 9-8. And lost in the first round. This year they looked a little bit more focused. As far as team changes go, they lost Christian Wilkins and Jerome Baker on defense. But as you can see, they've been doing well. They haven't given up 100 points yet in 7 games. So we'll see what how the Dolphins will fare going forward. The Jags are 5-2. Um, they've been just doing what they can to try to bolster up front. Um, in the trenches, offensive line, defensive line, I've been impressed with what they've done to try to address those issues. It's not perfect, obviously, but they've gotten significantly better up front. And then, like I said, once we get past these top four, there's a lot of uncertainty. We got the Colts at 3-3. Offensively, they just have not been as good as they were last year. I am not sure exactly what exactly might be going on, but yeah, there's not been a sharp offensively. I imagine it'll improve throughout the season, but yeah, right now they just don't look how they should offensively. We have the Raiders at 4-3 after they had their tough season last year. Raiders went out and made a big splash and got Justin Fields from Chicago. Excuse me. And it excuse me. And it appears to be paying dividends for them so far. Raiders, sitting above 500. So yeah, they're a team to watch. Making that change at quarterback. Um, yeah, it was a big move. It was a bold move, and so far it looks like it's working. Now we have the Bengals who are regressing right now. They're sitting at 3-3 after having a pretty dominant season last year. Bengals made some bad choices with their roster and made some moves they shouldn't have and got themselves into some money problems and lost some talent on that team. So now they're sitting at 3-3. Obviously, there's still a lot of season left. I think they'll still be a team to be worried about come playoff time, but yeah, as you can see, like losing the pieces that they did, it wasn't crazy people, but it was a lot of solid starters that's not on this team anymore that they don't have. So now you can see the consequences of it. Got to do better with the team management. Got to manage the books better. Uh, shoot, if anybody needs help with that, holler at me, cause I'm seeing some bad money management across the league right now. But I can't help people who do not want to be helped. So it is what it is. Like I said, a lot of mid-tier teams out here. Texans 3-3. They made a splash by going out and getting Barkley for offense, Barkley and Amari Cooper for offense, and then Greg Newsome on defense. So Texas are trying to build something. They're definitely trying to build something in Houston. This turnaround isn't going to be easy. I mean, team is pretty void of talent. You know, um, the emergence of C.J. Stroud has been solid. You go out and get a Barkley and a Amari Cooper. You can be a little bit more explosive offensively. They certainly have. Greg Newsome helps. However, they still need some more pieces defensively to really make that next step. They definitely gonna need some more pieces defensively to make that next step. But the turnaround is looking solid so far in Houston. So yeah, this is now we gotta turn to the flip side right now. Um, we gotta turn to the flip side right now. Um, right now, AFC wise, since we already here, we got the Jets at 2-5. Obviously losing an Aaron Rodgers will definitely set you back when you cannot adequately replace, a Hall of Fame quarterback like that. You know, So they're having some growing pains there, dealing with the loss of such a you know player. Um, you know, Jets just are in a tough spot. Just with him deciding to walk away and not really having the best avenue to get a young quarterback that could potentially be solid there. It's gonna hurt, but you know, it's unfortunate, but we'll see what happens in New York. You know, going forward, what kind of moves they feel like they can make to try to mitigate that loss. But it's just gonna be challenging. I don't anticipate that move. Any sort of in-season move will ultimately fix it, but they just gotta weather the storm this year and try to come back strong the following year. You know, my biggest probably disappointed right now, we got the Bills at 1-6. My issue with that, like, there's a lot of talent on this Bills team, and for them to be at 1-6 is unacceptable. It is simply unacceptable. It's simply unacceptable. Like, come on, man. Like, 109 yards, 109 points on offense with Josh Allen and Diggs and uh Dalton Kincaid. Like, come on, man. You got to do better. We have Steelers at 2-4. They were the number one pick. They had the number one pick in our draft. It got Caleb Williams. Um, so there's obviously gonna be a process in them getting better. But Caleb Williams should be the guy to be able to make it happen. So I believe they lost Deontay Johnson to injury. So that's gonna be a little bit or it wasn't Deontay Johnson. I think it was Pickens. So yeah, that's gonna be tough for them. So yeah, that's the dark side of the AFC. Now the dark side of the NFC, we got the Niners sitting at 1-5, and yeah, simply put, is an issue at the quarterback position. Brock Purdy is just simply not the guy there. They're just not good offensively when it comes to putting the ball in the air. There's too many turnovers, and they're just not productive overall. In that 1-5 after being a playoff team last year, it's clear that an upgrade at the quarterback position is needed. Also, an upgrade up front. Biggest issue. That's probably the second biggest issue in San Fran is up front. You want to see what they're looking like up front, like after losing one of the greatest linemen ever in Trent Williams to retirement. Like, this is what we have there now. This is what they have at left tackle right now. That's not good. Left guard, not good. Center, not good. Right guard, not good. Right tackle, a 33-year-old Taylor Lewan. This team is it's not good up front on offense. It's definitely showing its ugly head because McCaffrey isn't gonna be quite as crazy it can usually be because this is what they have up front. So yeah, you have a lot of problems in San Fran right now, and I'm not sure what their plans are to address it, but it's gonna be tough. Um, you got the Bears at 2-4. They decided to move on from Justin Fields in favor of Drake May. So far, Drake May has been okay. Um, but the Bears are still a team that's a little bit away from competing. So it's just gonna take some time. You have the Packers at 2-5. Packers simply cannot stop anyone on the ground. Um, you just got people running through their defense like it's nothing. People are just doing uncharted speed runs on this defense. So yeah, they've struggled. Um, they've struggled up front on defense, and then you know it is very apparent that Jordan Love is not the answer on the center. So they're gonna have to make some choices, some tough choices to try to fortify the front seven and address the quarterback position as well. Um, Commanders, Panthers, and Falcons all kind of in this mid tier of the NFC. Falcons were a very good team last year. Lost the division on the last game of the season, and it didn't work out for them in the playoffs either after such a good season. Um, Falcons, they're just, obviously they got a little bit tougher schedule because they won some games last year. So you got that, and of course they still got the talents of Bijan and Pitts or whatnot, but yeah, schedule is a little bit tougher. Tape is out there a little bit, so and they still got some issues at the quarterback position as well. So yeah, at ATL, they got some choices they gotta make as far as improving their team. So yeah, just gave a quick synopsis of what went on in the league so far. Um, I'm not sure when we'll reconvene again, but um, I'm glad that the people who listened to so forth, nobody dropped no comments or anything. So I don't know if y'all really there or not. Hopefully some people can join the next time. I'm not entirely sure when the next time will be scheduled. Maybe before playoff, around playoff time. But shout out to people who listened. Um, and yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, I've seen some good things. I've seen some bad things in the league. But yeah, until next time, we'll be back.